Biggest thing nowadays is fear. And let's just put it straight. It's not the fear of getting COVID or anything like that. It's the fear of the media driving it. And other members, politicians and societies driving it and basically making people feel themselves and feel what's happening around them and feel their own families in cases and even their neighbourhoods, neighbours, their members of the extended mothers, the fathers, they're afraid to go near them. And this has all been driven by the media and been driven by the politicians, by the doctors and things like that. And again, it does have to stop because fear, again, this is going on for a year now where they've been making people frightened to death of basically doing anything. Let's be honest. They've basically said everything's very dangerous apart from schools. Normal Foley has declared them very safe. So you hold me here so you can go and have a picnic in the schools. You can start opening the pubs in the schools and everything. That's a safe environment. Going by Normal Foley, so that, we should take that in mind. But this is the thing again. The fear at the moment, like particularly in our young people, it's you can see it. You really can see it when you go out. Like ever since go to them only one day back, you can see the fear and the worry in young people. And again, it's worry and anxiety. When fear leads to worry and leads to anxiety, and obviously having that stress, especially in a young person's mind, a young person's body, is enormous. For example, just I'm talking about young people. For example, for a year, if you think about that, all the strain of everything that's been happening to them, because it's been very tough. It really has been very tough on every young person. It's been very tough on everybody, but particularly our young people too, because again, older people are made out of solid material, and older people are fighting too at the same time. The media is getting fighting them too. And at the beginning, I'd be honest with people, I was frightened at the beginning of this. Now I've kind of gotten to the stage, I suppose, after, a few months of it. I kind of got to the stage, if I'm going to die from it, I'm going to die from it. There's nothing that I can do to stop it. There's nothing I can do, and that's just putting it straight. If I die, I die, and and that's the way I look at it. And, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. There's not really anything I can do about it. If I'm going to get it, it's God's way. I can't do anything. You can't perfect it. As Abraham Lincoln said, you can never perfect something. You can only postpone it. You can only kick it down the road. And that's that's true. If you're going to get it, if something's going to happen. In other words, if something's going to happen, it's going to happen. There's nothing that you can do to stop it. It's in God's hands, and it's up to God to decide. What happens, and that's the thing. We need to put faith in God. We can't be putting faith in our politicians, because our politicians have shown time and time again that they're complete incompetent fools, and that they couldn't manage a country to save their lives. Like, imagine Eamon Ryan and Norma Foley and Stephen Donnelly in the time of this country and what it's facing at the moment. Imagine these people, even thinking about these people in government, and these people are supposed to be main members of the cabinet. I've seen people who are clowns and literally are performing clowns have done better than them in society, and made better impacts on society than these people have. That sounds a bit harsh, but it has to be said. And again, I hold a lot of things back. I don't say half of the things I should be saying. I should be saying about this, but I don't. Again, the thing is, I just couldn't. Because again, at the end of the day, I don't know what to say. At the end of the day, I'm gobsmacked. Really, I'm just gobsmacked. But this is the thing. It's the fear. It is really, really the fear that's driving a lot of people. At the time, I suppose at the beginning when all this started, it was the fear. I suppose took hold for a while on me. Of everything, hearing the T-shirt, like for example, Leo Varadkar saying it'll be over. What was he saying? 500,000 deaths or something like that. That never materialized. But again, that's what he said. At the time was, hearing that, and I suppose at the time, hearing that, anybody would be frightened to hearing that. Anybody would be frightened of a leader of a country saying that, or a so-called leader of a country saying that. But it was something, and again, it's all to do with fear, and that's what's driving everything. And again, the only thing I said to people, and again, this is the thing I was going to put up a video. I actually recorded it. I'm actually holding back on it. Because I think it's too controversial, and I think it'd be better off not releasing it, because I don't think YouTube would be too happy with it. And I think it's best to keep it in the back burner if I ever need it. Because again, freedom of speech is not free. I'm afraid. But again, this is the thing. It's fear. It's the fear that's driving everybody. to insanity, really, and it might as well be said straight. That's what's like hearing it for year on a year on a year on, like last year. I'm sure people are just so depressed, and so, because I know so many people and they keep telling me that they're on antidepressants and things like that. And you know that to me, when I was on antidepressants when I was in first year, and now this is a history lesson now. You know, it kind of made, I find like it let me blah, 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 blah. It made me worse than it made me any better, and I might be honest with you. And I do, that's why I stay off whatever medication that humanly possible. As you see behind me, this cream behind me for my acne. But you know, I try and stay off as much tablets and things like that, because you're better off, really. And again, that's the kind of way I've kind of got, and that's the way I kind of got. I know this is kind of the way I've kind of got over the last few months. It's in God's hands, and you know, nothing I can do, you know, in tablets or anything like that. It's in God's hands, up to God to decide what happens to you. And that's just kind of the way I've got. You know, and I might as well say straight, that's the way I've got. But anyway, take care, everybody, and you know, please don't listen to the media and the doctors and the politicians. You know, don't be listening to them all the time. You know, listen to them once in a while about what they're saying, but don't listen to them all the time, because your head will explode. It literally would explode listening to this, because I have been listening to it for the last year, and I tell you something, my head is literally on the verge of busting. With just the sheer stupidity of some of these politicians, for example, and how the hell did they get in? But anyway, I don't know. I whammed on, But thankfully I haven't released that other video, because I'd say it would probably be the end of my channel if I did. And I might as well say it straight, because I've said a few things in it that I probably shouldn't have said. And look, I'm not going to release it, because you know, it is still a bit controversial, and I suppose as a public figure too, you can't really be going around giving out, I suppose, like what I did in the other video. I'm not going to release it, but I'll keep it safe, but I'm not going to release it, I don't think. But yeah, take care, everybody, and bye.